Hey there guys, welcome back to ARTFX Studios Tutorial Tuesday about glitch hop. So in this particular video I'm going to show you how I use a reese bass that I created earlier in the season, and I made a little bit of a melody with it. So here is what you will have after today. So let's get started. In this group stems right here, I've got this particular track. Let's see how it sounds. You know, it's the reese bass that I made earlier in this season. So I'm gonna use this one, which obviously sounds a little bit more distorted. Let's see, let's take the simple version. I'm gonna drag this particular track into my bass group. And let's close this one down and open up the bass group. Here we have it. There's nothing on the track itself, so I can just basically start filling in some of these gaps. Okay, so let's create something. I want to have something in this particular part. You know, I have this. Let's see, we end on a C. So let's go down to an A. Okay, so that sounds a little bit interesting. Okay, that might work as well. Let's go in here and let's make it a little bit of a shorter glide time. It sounds much better, you know, you really get that sort of gliding into that note. That sounds better. like that. Okay, so I now created that little part, and I need to make this work, you know, this is definitely not good enough. So I'm gonna add an auto filter, and I'm gonna have some notch-like movement. So let's see. Started with this. Oh. Automating the wrong thing. That one. Let's do that. You can hear how that already creates a much more interesting sound. So I think on this one, I'm gonna make a change. Do something like this. Just to make a little bit of a difference, you know? Okay, I like that. Definitely has a great sound. I can play around with the Q a little bit. The Q is pretty narrow, and I'm gonna make that Q. Let's see. I'm gonna make it much more broad in the middle. So we're gonna do this. Let's take that one away. Let's put it around here. See how that sounds? Okay, it sounded pretty dope. Let's bring up these. And it's all about finding right motion, something that sounds interesting. And it can sometimes be a little difficult and a little bit time consuming, but okay, I like that. I'm also gonna add an auto filter again, because I also want some low pass on here. So let's see. I want to start with the full signal, then I'm gonna drop this all the way down. I like it, but I'm not too happy with it yet. Let's add a frequency shifter to this. I'm gonna set it to the ring modulation setting. I'm gonna bring the frequency down a lot, so we're gonna be in that low kind of range. What was it? 1.83. You can create so many different effects with this. It sounds pretty dope, actually. Let's automate this to become a little bit faster. Around 7, and then drop back down again. So almost nothing. That sounds pretty dope. Okay, I like that. I'm not totally happy with it yet, but there's definitely some good stuff in this. I'm going to add a phaser to this as well. Let's bring the mix down a little bit of that frequency shifter. Let's take that frequency and let's automate that up a little bit. So we got something like this. I want that to drop down pretty fast. Like that. And I'm gonna take the dry wet and I'm gonna do it like that. Maximum value is gonna be somewhere around 30-ish. So that's pretty cool. I like that. It just adds a little bit of a different kind of sound. And it makes it all, you know, a little bit special, I guess. We've got a saturator now. Let's see. Let's add a little bit of drive just to fatten this up a little bit. Let's add in a wave shaper. I can open this up now. And in this wave shaper, let's bring the depth up a little bit. And let's take the other depth. Okay, let's do that. I'm also going to add an EQ in front of the saturator because I want to color the sound a little bit. It takes out some of these mids. It's making it a little bit thinner. Let's add some lows. And a little bit of highs. Like that, and I'm gonna make this a low pass around there. That works. Let's add some bit reduction after this one. I'm gonna put it to the soft setting because I don't want too much, just a little bit. Yeah, that sounds good. So now we are already getting quite the effects chain. Let's group this. And I'm gonna create a new chain. Let's see, where is the time is pointing at the T. Okay. I'll drop that in that chain. And we get that. Let's do file new sound. Make a pure sine. Let's see how it sounds. Mono rotate, legato trailer. Bring this up. Give it a little bit more attack. And some more release. Sounds good. I can add a little bit of tube if I want. Which will help that sub to really punch through, you know. Add some more harmonics on the sub. If I bring this up further, you know, we can turn it into that. That's good. Now for the glide time, pointing at the T, like that, together with our other layer. Like that. Let's drop this down a little bit. Let's drop that down. Now I'm going to take the frequency shifter and I'm going to place it right after everything. So now the both the sub and the mid-range layer are both affected by the frequency shifter, and that's really, well, really creating an interesting kind of thing. You know, it makes it work with each other, and that's pretty interesting. I can play around a little bit with that speed. And I can, let's see, let's add a glue compressor, the end. Let's turn soft clipping on. Let's add some makeup gain. Like that. Now I can add another frequency shifter to this if I want. And keep this at the shift setting, so really like the frequency shifting setting. And I can, you know, play around with this. Ooh, that sounds pretty interesting. I'm gonna automate this to go down on the end. But only on the last part. So that it ends really like that. And okay, so now I have that frequency shifter, and I keep the actual frequency at the same amount, so without this, it's just doing that, you know, it's doing nothing. I can turn the dry wet up all the way and it's gonna sound totally the same, as you can hear. Now, I set this to minus 0.5 hertz or minus 1 hertz. And that way I can, well, add some more modulation to this. Like, I can do this. Add that one here. You hear that? You get some sort of like a weird kind of character on top of the bass. It's pretty cool. Like that. So that sounds pretty cool. I can, why not, you know, just do even more. I can add a bandpass. And if you add a bandpass, you know, that's really gonna make a really weird kind of thing. I can set this to 1/8. You know, it sounds really, really weird. So let's see. Okay, sounds okay. That sounds pretty interesting, you know. I can add it right here. I really like that. Add some overdrive to this. Actually sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, with the notch sounds pretty cool as well. And always, you know, just some EQing at the end so you can really see, you know, you can really control how the sound's gonna come out. That's really, really important. Maybe some less high frequencies. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. Now what I definitely would do is resample this. You know, because with resampling you're gonna make this so much more better. Maybe take down the sub a little bit. And I always like to control these things a little bit. The mid-range layer needs to be EQ'd. Take out some of that lows and some of those harsh highs. That sounds good. And I'm going to automate this a little bit because I want it to go down a little bit. And then up. That sounds okay. And then on this one I can yeah, that sounds good. So yeah, there you have it. How can you use a reese bass to create interesting parts for your tracks? And let's see, how far in are we? 38 minutes. Okay, well, I haven't really talked that much in this particular video. It's mostly me just filling up this gap and showing you how you can, well, work with automation. You can see that if I do it like that, you can see there's already quite a lot of modulation on this particular one little phrase. As you can see, there's a lot of modulation on there already. And you also just saw how I use my ears to just listen to what I've got. And based on what I've got, I decide which effects do I need? You know, which sort of modulation do I need? Do I need any animation on this? What is going to sound good? You know, it's all really, really important that you understand not to just add effects because you need to add them or because you see other people add them. No, that's not the way you should do this. The way you should really approach this is just, you know, listening to what you've got, and in terms of that, decide what does this track need to become any better. And that is basically how I approach these things. So for this one, you can definitely now hear that. It's a pretty interesting sound. I don't know if I'm totally happy with it. Yeah, that sounds interesting. You know, and I can always play around with this. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, so I like that. This is now one little part. I've got another gap right here, which I'm most likely gonna fill with another sound. I'm going to place this right here with the same automation, and that sounds cool. Let's see. That's interesting. Okay, that definitely doesn't work. Okay, so that does sound a lot better already. I'm not totally happy with it, but you get the idea. So I hope you like this video. I didn't really talk that much, but I think this particular one is more about showing you how it all works, and that automation can create tons of different effects. I'm most likely gonna resample this, export this, bounce it to audio, and by doing that, you get a whole bunch of different modulations. I'm most likely gonna create a couple of different versions in the upcoming week, and after that, I'll bounce those to audio, and then I can actually start chopping these up to rearrange them and just getting the best parts out of them. You know, a lot of times when you do these kind of things, about 50% of everything you do is not gonna sound good, and the other 50% has potential. That it has potential doesn't mean that it's gonna become good. You need to make it good, but if it has potential, then you can, just pick all the best parts and blend those together. And that's really cool, and definitely gonna give you tons of different kind of sounding things that will most likely be pretty hard to recreate with just synthesis and MIDI and automation. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, feel free to add your questions in the comment below and I'll try to get back at you as soon as possible. You can also post your questions on my website. I have a forum on there where you can talk about music production. There's a lot of members already, but I really hope that you guys are gonna come over and just talk about music production, show your music, and get some feedback from other users. I'm actually redesigning the website as we speak, so if you're gonna go to the website right now, it's gonna be the old layout, and the old layout is a little bit slow, and because I thought that, you know, I need to improve the website speed and page loading times, I've now redesigned the website, and I'm probably gonna roll out that new design somewhere in the upcoming week, and it's gonna make it all a lot better. I'm currently testing the new forum layout, and I need to say that it works really well on mobile devices, so you can actually use your mobile phone to post on the forum and it's just gonna work very well. You know, it's not like the old version of the website that was really hard to load on a mobile device, because the page loading times and the size of the pages, that, you know, it's way too big for mobile devices, and I had a lot of people with slower internet speeds connecting me about the, you know, the website, and I just thought, okay, and I redesigned it, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So expect that coming in the upcoming week, and there's gonna be a lot more on the website coming soon. I'm working on some packs with massive presets, and some presets for other devices as well. So I'm also gonna do a new bass design video, I think on Thursday, and there's also gonna be a sound design Saturday video. If you have any requests for the upcoming sound design Saturday video, post them in the comment below and I'll try to do a video about it. I have no clue what to do a video about upcoming Saturday, so if you know anything, feel free to share it. Yeah, so subscribe to this channel if you want to see more in-depth tutorial videos on music production in Ableton Live, and I'll see you back Thursday. Peace.